All right, here we are back in the kitchen. I've been making a few YouTube videos you've probably seen, and I've got a really cheap tripod, but I found this down in the garage. It's nice. It's got a handle right here. You can pick the whole thing up by. It's got a level on it right here. It also has a level on the top here. It's got a quick cam shoe, which won't really serve me well, but whatever. Maybe I'll figure something out there. And it does go up and down, and you can see that the handle spins. However, when you try to crank it up, the handle freewheels. Obviously, that's not good, and you can run it up and down. The handle's not really attached the way it should be. Not sure what's wrong with that. This is going to be today's project. So let's dig into it and have a look. All right, so we've got it up on the table. I'm taking a look down in here where this goes in, and I think honestly that this whole thing, this whole handle, probably just pulls right out. And that's the gear that drives the top of it up and down, and it just spins because, as you can see, the plastic is broken where this fits in. It almost looks as though I don't know if you can see, there's a slot cut in this, and I'll bet originally when this went in there was a pin that went through here to hold it. Now this appears to me to be made out of aluminum, and as some of you may know, aluminum does not like to be glued very well, but given that there's a big divot in it there, maybe if we load it up with glue and twist it around in there well enough, maybe it'll stay good enough to use. We'll see if we can fix this by doing that. Also kind of, you look at this, it looks like it only rides on the gear here, and I would think you'd want to ride more on the middle of the gear. Let's see what that's about, if we can. Yeah, where that fits in there, it would be just about on the end of the gear instead of in the middle. Maybe just a design flaw. Who knows? So, what do we want to glue this with? I think we'll use some JB Weld or something like that. Let's take a look and see. All right, we've got one of my favorites. This is a tube of JB Weld. It's a 2-part epoxy. Comes in a stick like this. And there's a center part, which is one part, and an outer part, which is the other part, and you need them together. Now, put some aluminum foil here. We've got a plastic bag and a knife. And what we're going to do is take the knife. We're not going to need a whole lot of this, so we'll carefully cut off a chunk best we can. There we go. Little piece there. We'll put the little foil cap back on the end. Drop that back in the tube. Put the cover back on. Set that aside. Now we'll take this, and it comes with a little plastic outer wrap. Now you can just knead this stuff up with your hands if you want, but it's really sticky. It's kind of nasty to get on your hands. So what I like to do is put it in a plastic bag. Now we're going to need to mash this all together until it starts to mix up. I'm sure that noise sounds great on the camera, huh? Let's put it out on the foil and mash it around. This isn't working as well as I thought it would. Perhaps we can try to mash it around with the knife a little bit. We gotta get this to a nice consistency. I think maybe once we get this starting to mix, we'll put it back in the bag. Because I know that the heat from your fingers helps soften it up some. A little bit stuck to the foil. Come on. Scrape that up a little. Come on. Put it back on here. When I say the heat from your hand, and I can feel this is a little bit cool. We'll mash it out kind of flat so we can get the heat from my fingers into it. Mash it together. You can see it's not quite mixed. You can see some of the center area there. But we'll keep going here. Mash it together some more. I suppose I could probably try wearing some latex gloves and see how that worked. And this does take quite a bit of time to knead it up. It is getting easier as it's getting warmed up. Yeah. I'm going to pause this and I'll be right back. Alright, we've got this all kneaded up. I don't know what the working time on this stuff is, but I'm going to take some of this off. And put it in here. Anyways, we're going to really pack that in there so we know that it's got fairly close contact with all of the plastic, especially down the end there. And then we're going to also take and pack some into the groove. Darn it. It's on here, because like I said, it's not really going to want to stick to the aluminum. Aluminum's kind of finicky that way. And we're going to take, I'm going to shove that in. You can see it's squeezing out. Now, we'll pack this stuff in here. The one thing I want to be careful of as I do this is I got to remember I got to be able to slide this back in, so I don't want this sticking up above the surface. I don't want to have to sand it. I suppose this stuff, once it hardens up, you probably can sand it. And I want to make sure I keep it out of the gears. We'll smooth that off best we can. We need to wipe off the blade here. Oh, that stuff is really thick. Alright, good enough. And we want to make sure, come on, that way kind of scrape the excess off of the plastic. Make sure this is really in there good. Does it look straight? Let's get an even background here. Get it to focus. Do it this way so you get a better light. There it is, all epoxied. And we'll hope that, I think that's straight. We'll let that harden up. By the way, you can always accelerate the hardening of epoxy with a little bit of heat. With something like this, if I happen to have the oven running or something like that, that's what I would do. And I will continue this video when I go to put it back in. Alright, it's some time later. One of the things I like to do, why I use foil in particular to do things like mixing epoxy, is because if you have a little extra left over, I always try to, you can use that as a test to see if it's hardened up. And as you can see, this stuff has hardened like a rock, all of it. Even what's on the foil here is all hardened up. It's probably not fully cured. I mean, I can peel that apart a little bit, but make no mistake, it is almost completely cured. And this, seems to me, is pretty good. So, take and get rid of all of the waste here, including the paper towel. And we'll pitch that towards the trash. Seems like it hardened up okay. Maybe we'll take the knife and just go around the edge here, make sure it's nice and smooth, that there really is nothing sticking up here. Seems good, I think. Seems nice and straight. Don't see any problem there. The real question is going to come in with, how does it fit in the tripod? And will it work? That's the big thing. Is, will it work? We're about to find out. Here's the tripod. So far, so good. Aha. And up it goes. And we can use the thumb screw to lock it in place. And this will probably become the new tripod to be doing videos for you on. That stays in there, so it's all good. Another successful fix from Fix It All Paul. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Leave your comments below. Subscribe, ring the bell, whatever you like. Thanks.